So first part, so maybe some guys can you share about what your understanding about design thinking?
Well, my experience is that design thinking is used to have a better understanding of the user, the end user needs, through things like developing an empathy map and brainstorming and coming up with solutions that really fit and are tested against the user. So it's done collaboratively with the user to arrive at something that they really desire.
Yeah, that's great. So I don't know, you guys heard about the VUCA word before. VUCA word actually is from the US military from 1990s. Nowadays it is very useful for our business. We call V is volatility. Volatility is everything is change. What is not change is the change. So for the change word, we need to how to adapt our business to our current situation. And then the U is uncertainty. We don't know what will happen tomorrow or what will happen next month. So this is uncertainty word. And the C is complexity. That is everything is mixed. So we don't really know what from our character to our vision. The complexity, or every factor is complexity. And the A is ambiguity. Ambiguity is everything we don't clear. So this is the VUCA word. From the VUCA word, as the management master said, Peter Drucker, how to forecast our future is to create it by ourselves. So it is very important that we have the design thinking process, and the design thinking actually from the IDEO. And the founder of IDEO is Kelly and also Tim Brown. This is two founder. And now Kelly is go to the Stanford D School, and Tim Brown is also the board of our staircase, because I also come from staircase. Before I also worked in staircase. You guys maybe know about the staircase. It's a very good company, great company for office furniture. Okay. So the design thinking process, we have actually we have 4 steps of the design thinking. The first step is our think, the think step, and then we go to our point of view. We define the point of view, define the creative solutions, and then we go to the plan to implement. This is the 4th step. And what I want to really focus to sharing today is about the think part. So for the think part, as you can see, we have also 4 steps, very important 4 steps. And the first is a research step. Then we go to the analyze. After analyze, we go to the synthesize. And then the last one is realize. And in the center, in the middle is very important, is the central question. So as you can see, the under the part is the real part. The real part is means as a research, and the realize is more about the real. And for the analyze and the synthesize is a little bit more abstract, and it is a little bit like our brain. Our brain for the left part is more logical, and for the right part is more about the creative. So the first step of our think process. Then you can see the first, we go to share the first part of the central question. So how our can define the central question? Also, the Peter Drucker said that most serious mistakes are not being made as a result of wrong answers. The truly dangerous thing is that asking the wrong question. So how allow us to ask the right question? Because for candidates, for all the answers, we can go to Baidu, we can go to Google, but how to ask the right question is really important for all of us. We can see what is the important factor about the central question. The first way central question need to be our user focused to our user, who is our user, okay? The second is does not contain a solution in the central question, because if you have the solution in the central question, you will limit the creative, you will limit the solution, okay? Then it will likely be revised during the design thinking process for the fourth step, for the research, analyze, synthesize, and realize process. For each process, the central question can be revised for the requirement, okay? And also, it's not too broad to identify users or not too narrow to limit possible breakthrough solutions. So our central question should be very broad, because if you're very broad, your resource, your time, your technique is limited. So you need to be focused on one thing, but also not too narrow to limit the possible breakthrough solutions, okay? And also, the central question should be inspire and motivate, should inspire our team, inspire our to find the creative solutions, empathy for our user, okay? Then we can share here is one sample about the good central question, okay? For this one, how can we limit the childhood obesity, okay? Then we can see like this one, how might we encourage our children to eat healthy food? Here I can share one example that one company is, one school is try to encourage our children to eat more vegetables. They find a solution is that they ask the children go to the school and they find one field to help to children to grow the vegetables. And then the children need to taking care of their vegetables and see they grown up. Then the children know how the vegetables grow up, and when they take care of it, they will cherish about it. So after that activities, the children really enjoy to do it, and also to like to eat more vegetables. Okay. Then the second one, we can see how can my department get a big budget? And then we like this one, how might we budget better? What is the difference? Anyone can share?
I think the second one is a bit simpler, a bit more positive again, like that inspiring you're saying, how might we budget better? It's like looking towards ourselves, what can we do for improvement? Where the first one's kind of saying, how can other people help us? How can my department get a bigger budget from elsewhere or something?
Yeah, I think the first question really presumes the solution, right? It's I need a bigger budget. But it doesn't really look at why are we trying to budget, right? What's behind that? What are you really trying to accomplish?
Go to the next one. So this part is about how to define our central question. And then we go to research part. So for the research part, actually we can use our ask, interview, or observe, and also engage. Okay. So for the ask, observe, and engage, we see we need to create empathy for the user, and also we need to do research should be broad and deep, and also the research benefits from a diverse group. So we need very important is about a diverse group. So we can see as a lot of great companies now have put of the DIE culture in the company. What is the DIE? D is diversity. We need to make a very diverse team and a diverse group, because diverse we can get creative solutions. Okay, then we see our research methods. So for the primary research, we can have the observation, we can have the interview with our customer, with our user, and also we do the survey, also the field visit and the focus group. So this is the primary research. And for the design thinking, very important is the observation and the interview. The observation, I can share one case to you guys. You know, China, one great company is hire cheese company. When they hire to do the water heater motion in the house, they go to the user the house to do observation how to user to use it. They find that one find one problem. The user, when they use the water heater to take a shower, they unplug the plug. So can you guys to share to me why the customer unplug the switch? Because in China, they have a lot of case about that electricity leakage, and really take the accident. So when they hire the engineers found these problems, they design the water heater to be more electricity proof, leakage proof. The second research is about the internal searches, the stakeholder mappers, the benchmarking, the reports, and the past project. So nowadays, actually, a lot of answers and a lot of we can find on the internet, like the Google, like the Baidu in China. So there's one company in China, the Xiaomi company. Xiaomi company is a very good company in China, and when they do the research part, they will go to the Baidu to find what is the pain point, like the mobile phone. When you click the mobile phone on the research bar, you can see the under the search, they can show a lot of problems. How to the mobile phone to be take photos, like that questions. So these questions is how our can find the pain point from the internet. Okay, so here is the research, and then we can go to one very important to us for the research part is we call AEIOU. AEIOU, we can see in the middle is our user. The U is our user. So the user is very important. We need to define who is our user, who is our tools user. And then A is the activity. When you do the observation, what is the activity in the field? Okay, then the environment. What is the environment? The environment is the temperature, the environment. Okay, EI is about the interaction. The interaction between the user and the machine, like the our BoardX. Okay, and the O is about the object. What is the object in the field? Then this is AEIOU tools, how to do the research. Okay, then we use the no wonder list. No wonder list is about two parts. The first part is what do you know? What do you know currently? And what are you wondering about or need to know? So this part is really focused on what are wondering about or need to do the research. After we create the no wonder list, we need to create our research plan. For the research plan, we need to write down what we wonder is from our no wonder list. That part to here. And then we need to define the best research method. What is the best research method? Is interview? Is observation? Is Google? Yeah, that we need to write down what is the best research method here. And then who will research? Who is responsible for the research? And by what date need to finish? What is the deadline? So this is our research plan from our no wonder list. As David Kelly said, the main tenet of design thinking is empathy for the person you are trying to design for. Okay, so here you can see we have the empathy map. Empathy map is a 4-part. The first part is when you do the interview, you need to write down. The first part is what is our user say. Then you write down, and what does the user do? Here I want to ask one question. How do you understanding about the do part?
So this is when you observe them there, you can hear what they're saying and observe what they're doing, their activities, like they might be moving around, sitting down.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so for here, what when we do the interview, what the do part we need to write down is about what is the user's body language. Okay. So I don't know you guys know about the 55-38-7 for our communication, the methodology. Okay. So for the very important part is when we interview with our users, the very important part is not the user say, is the key we need to do it is to understanding their body language. Actually, when we communication, we share the body language is very important to understanding what the user now think and feel. So we go to under this under the surface, we can see the very big part is our users think and feel. So when you do the interview, when the user share, like share the story, share their pain point to you, you need to try to get the what's right now the user think. Yeah, what does the user feel about it? Then we go to our picture thinking. So picture thinking is very important to to do the interview or do the research. Why we need to do the picture thinking? Picture thinking is a little bit like the lead management. We have the visual management. Why we need to do the visual management? Because the connection between our nerve with our eye is 25 than the brain with our ear. So the information we get from the outside is very 85% information we get from our eye. So we need to do the visual. We need to do the picture thinking. Yeah, we need to design thinking. Very important part is we can write down, we can draw what is our finding, what is our to collect the information from the user. We can write down, we can draw. So that's interesting for the design thinking. Okay, and then we go to analyze part. The analyze part is more about use the frameworks. Use frameworks. Group our data and also identify the patterns. Okay, here you can see there's one example. When we get a lot of information, right? Then after get the information, we need to group the information or cluster them and try to identify the patterns. You can see when you write down the ticket, here a lot of information. Then for the same group information, we need to group it. Yeah, then you can see there's a lot of group. Then we can share one tool is about the have and the want tools to how to group or how to cluster our information. There is you can see there is what the user have, what is the user don't have right now, what is the user want, and what is user don't want. Actually, for this part, you can see what the user right now they want, but they don't have. That is the user's desire about it. So when we got in some information from this part, that is where we need to focus on it, because right now the user don't have it, but they want it. Okay, so for this quadrant, what the user have and also what they want right now is our treasure. Like for our BoardX, what is the treasure right now? Our user really really care about it. So this is what we need to do more better. And what the user don't have and don't want. This is the user feel about it, afraid about it. We need to not do about it. Okay, then the user have and don't want part is the trash, is the garbage. Okay, it's a trash. So this is tool is how to we got the information to be classed like from our user to the desire, to the treasure about it. Okay, so this is a have and want tools. The synthesize part we use our developer, our insights, and also ideate possible solutions. Okay, here you can see getting to new insights. Here we can share the research part. We got the data and the information, and the analyze we get the patterns, and the synthesize part we got the insights. Okay, so how we got the insights, we can you can see the insight is the aha moment that you got that, oh, that's right, that's what the user want about it. Okay, follow your hunch. So what do the group means? Insights must be actionable. Okay, so how might we encourage our kids to eat more vegetables? Yeah, in China, actually, a lot of parents will put the vegetables and the meat together, and also with the rice together. So they will make like the ball. So a lot of children will like to eat the balls. Yeah. So okay, for the crazy ideas are very great. So we need to do the brainstorm. Then we go to the driving innovation. Actually, when we got a lot of the brainstorm solutions, we need to find what is the easiest to implement, what is the most delightful for our user. They are really happy about it, and what is the biggest breakthroughs solutions. So we need to our team to discuss about which solution. Maybe we need to choose one or two solutions to do the test. Okay. Okay, then we can share, we go to the last step is the realize. The realize is very important that we do the prototype, we do the user, we do the function test, we do the iterate, okay? Okay, so here there's one book is Tim Brown, one of the ideal founder, right, is changed by design. He said, anything tangible that let us explore an idea, evaluate it, and push it forward is a prototype. Prototyping is always inspiring because it's inspiring new ideas. So how of you guys to understanding about the prototype, why we need to do the prototype?
Prototype is a really good way to like practice failing. It's a way to let yourself sort of allow yourself to fail and make mistakes and iterate.
Yeah. Yes, that's great. Thanks, Danny. Okay, so here we can share our prototyping tips. Design thinking is more about doing. It's more about we call bias toward action. So we focus more our part on the action. When you do about it, we need to be make mistake more cheap, more earlier. When you make mistake, when you do the things more earlier, you can learn from it, you learn from the mistake. So we call build to learn, and also it's very important to put our idea to the tangible, to be more, we can see something, the user can make, can test about it. So we test our assumptions, not is in our brain, is in our, to how to handmade it, okay? And also, don't resist falling in love with your solutions. Because when you falling in love with your solutions, you will push our user to like it. Actually, maybe our user do like it. Okay, so it's very important. But don't fall in love with your solutions. Maybe we can have better solutions. Also, be systematic, thoughtful, and rigorous in your testing. And also go to the your customer, really go to the real customer to do the function tester. Yeah, don't show about it, just let the user to do it. And you just observation to get the information from the user, what is the user like, what is they don't like. Don't share, don't push your solutions to the customer, okay? So here's a prototype. Here is one sample from our staircase, the note chair. This use the design thinking process. You can see here is one chair. The staircase design is very important for the education system. Okay, then you can see the original central question is how might we reinvent the traditional classroom to support new students, new pedagogues, and new behaviors. Actually, in China, the classroom don't change for many years. The chair is fixed on the floor, and the way is just fixed. So how might we to reinvent the traditional classroom is very important to bring the creative, to change the learning style of the children, okay? Then we can see, say, we have the second central question. So as what I shared before, the central questions can be revised during the process. For the process, we can revise. And we change to how might we reinvent the traditional classroom chair to support new students. Okay, so what is the difference between these two central questions? Why we need to change the central question? Anyone can share?
Well, all of a sudden you're not focusing on the entire classrooms, you're focusing on one object. So the focus of the project would be much more centralized. You're, instead of wasting all the other time, exploring other ideas that you might not be able to implement. You are exploring a specific object that you can definitely implement. I mean, there's also reality. There's also reality, consideration into this. So instead of saying the entire classroom, which could encompass anything between the whiteboard, blackboard, to flooring, to a pencil or paper, or anything inside that space, all of a sudden you're focusing on a chair, which is what the company can do with their supply chain and manufacturing and design team.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Thanks, Patricia. Then you can see when staircase we do the prototype. Here you can see we just use the paper. So for the prototype, what I said, when you do it cheaper. Don't use very expensive materials or do it very expensive. Just do it cheaper. Okay. So the base, the storage, you can see. Okay, the work surface, how might our users to put our computer and also the notebook on the surface, okay? Here is the scale, okay? Also, when we do the test, we see our users how to use our chairs. They put their baggage under the chair in the storage, and also how to they use the work surface to they use comfortable. And then there's one important tool is we call BUT, B-U-T, BUT. How to evaluate possible solutions. What is the B is the does our business viability. Here you can see business viability, okay? For the U is our user desirability. Desirability is our user desire about it. And for the T is the technical feasibility. Okay, so here is the BUT tools. Okay, so because of the time limit, so I just share our surface to you guys about the design thinking. Okay, hope you guys can have a lot of understanding. Okay.